Hello friends, welcome back to another video lecture from my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to learn something about edema. Edema is a favorite question and also an important question in all the exams like NEET exams or university exams. So let's see what it is. From here, we will see the definition of edema, mechanism of action of edema means how it is caused or why it is caused, and then classification and types of edema. First, we will see the definition of edema. In a layman term, we can explain edema as a certain kind of swelling which can occur in generalized form in the entire body or it can occur in a localized form in a particular part of the body. Okay, from this layman definition we have understood that edema is simply a inflammation which can be in entire part of the body or in a particular part of the body. Okay, then what is the medical explanation for edema? It is stated as the abnormal and excessive accumulation of fluid into the interstitial spaces or in the serous cavity. Now we will see the mechanism of cause of edema. We all knew that the blood capillaries in our body are spread around our tissues and cells in order to give the nutrition and oxygen supply for the tissues and cells in our body. Okay. These blood capillaries which are running towards tissues and cells are actually bathed in the tissue fluid, or you can say it is suspended upon tissue fluid. These tissue fluid are actually the accumulation of blood plasma from the blood capillaries into the interstitium or serous cavity. You can also explain this as the blood plasma is converted into tissue fluid in the interstitium. Simple. Till here, it was the story of a healthy human body. Till now, there is no problem arises if the story goes like above. Okay, the problem arises when the tissue fluid goes excess. When the accumulation of blood plasma in the interstitium, when it goes excess, then only it leads to lot of lymph formation or the tissue fluid formation. So ultimately it leads to a generalized form of swelling or the localized form of swelling. If you are clear till here, you will have a doubt. You will doubt that why this accumulation becomes excess. What is the reason for the excess accumulation of tissue fluid? Then the answer for your question will be like it is due to the increased force of bloodstream. If the force of bloodstream is high, then it tends to move the blood plasma into the interstitium more. It leads to more excess formation or the excess pushing of the blood plasma from the blood into the interstitium. This leads to accumulation of more tissue fluid or lymph. Now you should ask me, what is the reason for this increased force of bloodstream? I would say that it is due to the imbalance between the plasma oncotic pressure and the capillary hydrostatic pressure of the blood. Don't worry, I will explain you both. Few seconds before in this video, we saw that in the story of a healthy human body, the blood plasma is drawn into the interstitium via blood capillaries. Okay. On that part of that story, I have forgot to tell you one thing. Actually, what will happen when this blood plasma comes from the blood capillaries into the interstitium, it will not sit there for a long time because it gets bored, I think. I don't know why. It will not sit there for a long time. It will go again back into the bloodstream from that home place where it come from. It will go again into the blood capillaries. I think that in blood capillary also this blood plasma is getting bored. So it again comes back into interstitium. In interstitium again it's get bored. Then it goes back into bloodstream and the cycle continues. It will be coming, going, coming, going. For the continuous coming and going movement of blood plasma, this blood plasma uses albumin and globulin as his vehicle. Please note here that albumin is 4 times faster than globulin in carrying blood plasma into capillaries back. The process of drawing up or taking back of the blood plasma from the interstitium back into the blood capillaries is known as plasma oncotic pressure. And the amount of force which are seen in the bloodstream is known as capillary hydrostatic pressure of the blood. So the imbalance between plasma oncotic pressure and the capillary hydrostatic pressure of the blood, both the imbalance between these two leads to edema occurrence or the excess accumulation of blood plasma or the lymph in the interstitium. I think you are clear. Till now we have seen the mechanism of occurrence of edema. Now we are going to see the factors which are responsible for the formation of edema. Factor number 1, low plasma oncotic pressure, which means if the rate of taking back of the blood plasma back into the capillaries is low, then it will lead to more accumulation of blood plasma in the interstitium. Factor 2, decrease in plasma protein. The albumin and globulin are the plasma proteins which are directly important for maintaining the oncotic pressure in our body. But if there occurs the deficiency of plasma proteins in our body, Ultimately, it will lead to more accumulation of blood plasma in the interstitium. Factor number 3. High capillary hydrostatic pressure of the blood. If the force of the bloodstream is more, then it tends to leave a lot of blood plasma in the interstitium. Factor number 4. Trauma. If there occurs a forceful, strong object suddenly hits on a particular part of our body, then that particular part of the body will suddenly swell. This swelling is also known as edema. Factor number 5. High capillary permeability. If suppose the capillary walls are highly permeable to plasma, then the excess amount of plasma will easily penetrate the walls of the blood capillaries and enters the interstitium. This deposition of plasma will lead to edema. Factor number 6. Retention of excess sodium ions in our body. We all know that sodium ion plays a major role in retention of water in our body. If the sodium ions are more in our body, then it will tend to accumulate a lot of water in our body. Then this factor will lead to a generalized edema. All over our body, there will be more swelling because there is a sodium ions are more, so it will catch up more water molecules in our body. Then ultimately, generalized swelling will happen. Generalized edema will happen. Okay, you can relax now. We are at the end of this video lecture. This is the part 1 of the video lecture of edema series. The part 2 will be next video. In part 2 of this edema, we will see the classification of edema and the types of edema. If you like this video, give a thumbs up and share this with your friends who are in need, and subscribe this channel. Thanks for watching this video and have a nice day.